It feels amazing, you've got the wind in your sails and you're riding up hills at a pace that is madness compared to what we've been dealing with for decades. So we should all be riding in turbo mode, right? So you're cruising the fire road, then all of a sudden things get a lot more serious. Time for turbo mode. Get up there. So turbo mode allow you to tackle far crazier banks than an eco mode with less effort. But why is it important? Well, turbo allows you to gain instant momentum to get you up these technical sections. Now turbo really comes into its own on long climbs where, in conjunction with the other modes in your bike such as eco or trail, you can switch to turbo almost like a recovery mode so you can make a sustained effort on those super long hill climbs. Yes, I suppose you could ride in turbo mode all the time. For example, if you're new to mountain biking and want to enjoy life rather than suffering, then turbo is the way to go. Alternatively, you could be a professional mountain biker who doesn't want to put too much pressure on the legs or the heart, and then turbo caters for that as well. However, turbo mode is a massive battery muncher, but how much does it actually change between a ride that uses eco or turbo? Well, that's a really difficult question. It depends on the bike, it depends on the motor, it depends on the tyre choice, it depends on the rider weight. It's a massive question, but you can easily expect at least 20% less in turbo mode. Oh, thing is, if it's speed you're after, then you might as well buy a car or a motorcycle. Because mountain biking is not just about flat forest roads, interval training and speed. It's about getting out there exploring. It's about adventure, much more than that raw power. So turbo mode then, it's a seriously powerful tool, especially when it comes to hill climbing. But the question is, when do you use turbo? Well, a great use of turbo is to give yourself a really punishing 1 hour workout at maximum effort. And the thing is, you can achieve the same heart rates in turbo as you will on a conventional bike. You can just get there quicker. But there's lots of other uses of turbo. Say you're short on time and want to do a quick 1 hour blast at lunchtime, then turbo's that mode. Or if the conditions are wet or muddy, turbo is great for getting you the momentum to see you through those tricky parts of the terrain. And then maybe if you're riding with, say, fitter friends, then they can be riding an eco and you can just jam it in turbo. Now obviously there'll be some riders who are burning their turbo mode simply because they've got a spare battery, and I guess why not? But I think one of the most important uses of turbo is to use it as a recovery mode when tackling long technical climbs. And finally, if you're new to mountain biking, or in fact if you're anybody, remember there might be other people on the trail who've not got the advantage of having a motor to get up the hill, so just show a bit of consideration when you pass them on the climbs. So there you go, turbo mode is fast and it's fun, but remember that the amount of support you get in turbo from brand to brand does vary. And also there's the fact that on some software, say Shimano or Specialized, you can custom tune your e-bikes. There's different levels of support in turbo mode, and obviously that's going to have a big effect on your battery life. Turbo mode then, it's great fun and it can allow you to tackle some incredibly technical terrain on your mountain bike. If you want to see more mode related videos, there's one I did on when to use eco down by here. And the question is 25 kilometers an hour too slow? E-bike versus gravel bike down here. Let us know your thoughts on this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to EMBN would be great.